Hey, welcome back to the Grow with Vibrant Rainbow Gardens, the podcast for Houston gardeners who are tired of generic advice and ready to actually grow something that works in our climate. If you're listening to this episode, I'm going to guess something about you. You made the decision. You want a garden. Maybe you've been thinking about it for a while, walking past your backyard, eyeing that sunny corner of your patio, or telling yourself, this is the year. And now you're standing here, maybe literally staring at your yard or your balcony and thinking, now what? Where do I even start? What do I buy first? Do I need raised beds? What about the soil? What can I actually grow in Houston? I hear this all the time. And I get it. There is a lot of information out there, and most of it is not written for us. It is not written for Zone 9B. It is not written for Houston humidity and clay soil and 90-degree springs that sneak up on you. So today I'm going to walk you through exactly how to set up your first garden in Houston, step by step, in the order that actually matters. By the end of this episode, you're going to know what kind of garden setup fit for your life, how to get your soil right from the start, and how to read your sunlight so your plants actually grow. And you'll have a simple plan. You can start this weekend. Let's do this. Real quick, if you caught last week's episode, we talked about how to start without feeling overwhelmed. The mindset, the small first steps, getting out of your own head. Today, we are going a little further. We are taking the decision you already made. I'm doing this too, turning it into an actual step that works. Think of last week as a spark and today is the kindling. All right, let's get into it. Step 1. Before you go to the nursery, before you buy a single plant, before you do anything else, you need to make one decision. How are you growing? And I want you to hear me on this. There is no wrong answer. The best garden setup is the one that actually fits your life, your schedule, your yard, your goals, your budget. So let me walk you through the three main options. Option 1 is containers. Containers are exactly what they sound like. They're pots, planters, grow bags. You can put them on a balcony, patio, driveway, wherever you've got space and sun. It is fantastic for beginners because they're flexible and very low commitment. If something isn't working, if that pot isn't getting enough sun, you can just move it. You have control over the soil from day one, which is huge. If you're in an apartment or renting, you've got a really busy lifestyle and you want to start small, containers are your best friend. Now, a couple of things you need to watch out for is they will dry out so fast, especially in our summer. You will need to water more consistently. Go bigger than you think. A lot of beginners buy these cute little pots and wonder why their tomatoes are struggling. They need room for their roots to spread. A 5-gallon pot is a starting point, not a finishing point. Okay, option 2 is raised beds. If you have even got a small patch of yard space, raised beds are honestly going to be your best option. That's my top recommendation for almost all Houston families who want a productive garden. Here's why. Houston soil. I will say this probably 100 times on this podcast because it matters that much. Our native clay soil is dense, it drains poorly, and roots just do not love it. Raised beds let you skip the clay problem entirely. You build up above it with a custom soil mix. You control drainage and you give your plants the environment they need to thrive. Raised beds are also manageable. You can look at a 4x4 or a 4x8 bed and actually wrap your head around it. What's going on there? How to take care of it? It's not overwhelming. And over time, as you build up your soil with compost and organic matter, it actually gets better every single year. So, if you have the option and the budget, raised beds are the sweet spot of ease and productivity. In ground planting is going to be your option three. It's the most budget friendly option. You don't need to buy much, you don't need to build much. You're working with what's already there. But in-ground planting is not just digging a hole and dropping a plant in it. You have to work the soil first. You need to amend it significantly to improve drainage. You need to bring in compost. It takes more prep upfront. If the budget is the real constraint right now, you absolutely can make in-ground work. It just means giving your soil time, more love, more before anything else. So think about your space, your schedule, your budget. Which of these feels right for you? There is literally no wrong answer here. Pick the one that'll get it done for you. Okay, step 2. I want you to actually stop and listen to this part because this is the thing that makes or breaks any garden, especially a Houston garden. If your soil is not right, nothing else will work. I don't say that to scare you. I say it because it is the truth. And once you understand it, everything else clicks into place. Here's what you're dealing with. Our soil is heavy clay. The clay that gets compacted, especially in neighborhoods where builders graded everything flat and stripped the topsoil. Water pools on top instead of draining through. Roots cannot push through. Plants literally sit in wet, airless soil and basically suffocate. Now, this is why you see people try to garden in Houston and get discouraged. They will say nothing grows here. The truth is, plenty grows here, but not in untreated Houston clay. Good news, it's fixable and it doesn't have to be complicated. For raised bed, use a quality raised bed mix. You can buy pre-blended or put it together yourself. The key is it needs to be light, loose, and drain well. For containers, use a potting mix or a container mix. Never garden soil in a container. Garden soil will compact in pots and will suffocate roots. A good potting mix stays light and airy. For in-ground, this is where the heavy work is. You will want to till, loosen your native soil, then mix in generous amounts of compost. And we are talking several inches of compost worked into your top foot of the soil. Over time, with consistent compost additions and organic matter, your soil will improve season by season. All of these, compost is your best friend. Not a nice to have, not a something to add later. That's the magic that feeds your soil and feeds your plant. Think of soil as the foundation of your garden, not an afterthought. The money and time you invest in soil pays off in every single plant you grow. Okay. Step 3, we are talking about sunlight. And this is another one where Houston is a little different from what you might read in a gardening book. Most vegetables want 6 to 8 hours of sunlight a day. That is pretty standard advice. In Houston, sunlight is not about hours, it's about intensity. Our afternoon sun in late spring through fall is harsh, like genuinely harsh. Temps at the soil surface can get scorching. Plants that would thrive in afternoon sun in Colorado, Tennessee are going to struggle and stress in the same sun here. Here's what that means for your garden. Morning sun from the east is gentle and wonderful. Plants love it. It gives them the light energy they need without the heat stress. Afternoon sun from the west is intense. Some plants do handle it very fine, some don't. And in peak summer, even the sun loving crops can bolt or built in relentless sun. So, when you're scouting a garden spot, look for a location that gets morning sun. East facing sun, southeast facing spots are often gold in eastern gardens. Now, here's your action. This is one I really want you to do before you commit to a garden spot. Watch your space for at least a day. Ideally, a whole year, but at least a day. Seriously, pick a sunny day, set a reminder, and go there every couple of hours and just look at it. It'll save you so much frustration in the future. Know your space before you actually commit to it. Step 4, layout and spacing. This is where your garden starts to enter thrive or struggle. I talk to a lot of people who do everything else right. They've got great soil, they've got sunlight, their plants still underperform. A lot of time when I look at it, they've got either too little, their soil is exposed, they are not planting enough, or they are overplanting. The balance is the gold sweet spot. When plants are too close to each other, air can't move between them, and in our humid climate, it's a fungal disease magnet. A lot of powdery mildew, leaf spot, all kinds of issues. But if you give it too much space, you end up exposing the soil and wasting wasting your space and decreasing your productivity. Some simple layout principles I follow. Put the taller plants on the west side so they will shade the shorter plants. Think in clusters, not rows. Leave a clear path or open space in your garden so you can actually walk and access your garden from all directions. And finally, spacing your plants is very important and is hard to understand. It comes with practice. Start and then we can build on it. Okay, step 5, I'm going to keep this one super short because we went on a really deep on a plant selection already. Go back and listen to that if you want the full breakdown. Here's a simple way to think about the first garden planting. Start with a mix, not just one type of plant. Don't just line it with all tomatoes, all eggplants, all peppers, all cucumbers. Start with a mix of categories. A fast grower, 1 or 2 fast growers, and then add in a few herbs. And third, you can choose a couple of fruiting plants. Peppers are fantastic in Houston. They actually love our heat. Bush beans are also a great early season choice. Okra is it's an amazing summer vegetable. Don't try to grow 10 vegetables in the same bed. Pick 1 or 2 and do them well. And fourth, do not forget your flowers. Marigolds and zinnias are beautiful and they attract pollinators. And marigolds, French marigolds in particular, help deter pests. They belong in a vegetable garden. You're building a small, balanced ecosystem, not just picking random plants because they look pretty in the nursery. Intentional planting makes a big difference. All right, I want to bring it all together for you now because I know that sometimes you can hear a lot of good information and still walk away thinking, okay, but what do I actually do first? So here's your weekend start plan. to take this weekend so that you can remember I want a garden too. The garden is set up already. Step 1, pick your space. Walk around your garden, your space, your yard, your balcony. Identify the spots that get the best sun. Do not overthink and just pick one spot and commit to it. Step 2, choose your setup: container, raised bed, in ground. And you know the pros and cons now, which one fits your life right now. Decide and don't second guess yourself. Step 3, get your soil sorted. Buy your raised bed mix, container mix, your compost, whatever your setup needs. Do not skip this. Don't use whatever dirt is already in the ground and hope for the best. Invest in your soil. Step 4, observe your sunlight. Step 5, plant a simple mix. Few fast growers, herbs, and a couple of fruiting plants. And don't forget the flowers. Set them with good spacing and good soil and water. Watch and enjoy. You don't need a perfect garden, you need a smart setup. And here's the thing: once you've already done these 5 steps, you're not a beginner anymore, you're a gardener. Before I wrap up, let me give you a fast list of the mistakes I see most often from first time Houston gardeners. Consider this: you do not do this list. Number 1, going to the nursery without a plan. This is how you come up with 6 plants that do not perform well in this area or your space. Make a plan first, then shop. Mistake number 2, ignoring the soil. I know I've said this already, I'll keep saying it. Great plants in bad soil will struggle. Mediocre plants in great soil will surprise you. Mistake number 3, misreading your sunlight. A spot that looks sunny, but it isn't sunny at the right time. Is it full sun in February and full shade in April? The tree leaves out. Observe first. Mistake number 4 is overcrowding or underplanting. Most beginner problems are setup problems, not plant problems. Get the setup right and you're already ahead of 90% of first time gardeners. Now, if you're listening to this and thinking, I want to do all of this, but I want someone to actually walk me through it for my yard, my space, and my family, I want to tell you about what I offer. I have a one-on-one coaching service where I come in and look at your specific space, specific goals, and your schedule, your lifestyle, and then we build a garden plan that is customized for you, not something that is generic or not a one size fits for all approach, but something that'll uniquely fit your lifestyle and your garden. We will map out your setup, your soil, your selection, your watering, everything step by step with me in your corner. If that's something you're interested, head over to my website vibrantrainbowgardens.com and send me a message, or you can find me in Instagram or Facebook or other platforms as well. All right, before I let you go, one more thing. If you're not sure what kind of setup will fit your lifestyle and your goals, or if you're trying to figure out what kind of gardener you want to be, or have a free quiz that'll help you figure out in about 2 minutes. It is designed specifically for gardeners in specifically for gardeners, and it'll give you a personalized starting point based on your answers. You can find it at vibrantrainbowgardens.com/quiz. And if you know someone who's been talking about starting a garden, send this episode to them. This is the episode I wish I'd had when I was starting out. Pass it along. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I genuinely love the stuff. And I love that you're building something beautiful and nourishing in your little corner of the world. Go set up that garden. You've got everything you need already. Talk soon. Before you go, I have one small ask. And it actually has nothing to do with algorithms or downloads. If this episode made you think of one person, a friend, a neighbor, a fellow parent, or someone who's always said, I want to grow a garden, I want to grow my own vegetables and fruits, I just don't know where to start, would you share this episode with them? This podcast grows almost entirely through word of mouth, and every share helps someone realize that gardening doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming. It can be gentle, it can fit real life, it can start right where they are. And if you're listening and wondering what kind of gardener you are, or what your next best step actually is, I created a free quiz to help with that. It's called the Growsona Quiz. And it helps you figure out your gardening style, your biggest challenges, and what will actually work for your season of life. Whether you're a total beginner or just need clarity. You can take it at vibrantrainbowgardens.com/quiz. And I will send you personalized guidance right after. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for helping this little garden of a podcast grow. I'll see you in the next episode.